Hi, Nancy. I'm Megan.
I'm Emily.
I'm Jason.
Christy.
And we are DEKM Consulting. We came up with the name DEKM it stems from the first initials of our name, Jason, Emily, Christy, and Megan. And Emily's going to tell you a little bit about what we do.
All right, so for our organization that we wanted to work with the Ouelessebougou Alliance, which is a nonprofit organization that works in Mali, West Africa. And it actually, the Ouelessebougou Alliance is our sister state with Utah. The alliance was founded in 1985, and it was first just a group of community leaders from Utah that wanted to go help North Africa because they were having problems with droughts, and they wanted to go help do some sustainability and help them do that. And now I believe it's 26 years they've been around, and their main focuses actually are to help with education, their economical finances, and their healthcare, education, and economical development. And so those are the things that they are currently working on. And in previous research that we have done with this organization, we worked on trying to help build their appreciation for their volunteers. They felt that their volunteers weren't adequately feeling appreciated. And so what we did is we went and surveyed many of their volunteers, and we asked them questions of how much they felt appreciation, and then what else could be done to do this. And from our surveys, we were able to find that they would actually really like to do some kind of an appreciation luncheon where they can meet the staff from Mali and that they can feel appreciation and find out what exactly that from their help from their dinner auction, which is their main event for raising money for the Ouelessebougou Alliance. And so that is our prior research. And now I'm going to move on to Megan with our current research.
Okay. So we decided, since their main problem is getting and retaining volunteers, that we need to come up with a way. We had to meet with first Jennifer to decide what exactly it was that they needed and then what we could do to help. So when we were at our meeting, we talked through some of the problems. She had a lot of concerns about the current crisis in Mali and how people would think that would, deter from the work that they are doing. But she wanted to assure us that it wasn't. And so we had to come up with a way to show the volunteers as well as the people donating that because of the crisis in Mali, it doesn't affect their work. So with meeting with Jen, she was saying that they need to figure out a way to, I guess, make their volunteers feel like they're actually helping and they're doing something right. So we came up with a plan that would be a good idea, would be to make videos. They have their silent auction, right, every year in May. And so this year for their silent auction, we suggested that they have a videographer come and film the process, basically. Show them, just to film what exactly they're doing, the point, what they're doing to help these people. And then they would make an edit and be able to show it later on. Also, they had only had this planned in May, so they only had one thing to do, and we suggested that they do maybe a half a year appreciation dinner for donors and volunteers, where we would take the video from the silent auction as well as a video from Mali and show it to the people at the dinner. That video from Mali is also a second video on top of the volunteer video where we would go and, well, not we, but the Ouelessebougou Alliance would go and film all of the things that they're doing in Mali, everything from the donations and what they're being put towards, since it is an organization that doesn't take people over to volunteer with them. We thought it'd be nice to show the volunteers and the donors what it is they're putting their time toward. So we just thought that'd be a great idea to have a halfway mark where they had a luncheon or a dinner to show their appreciation, as well as videos from the silent auction and Mali. So, and now we're going to talk about the results.
All right. So the research that we did in compiling the information for this big project was central to figuring out how to solve problems and how to work through things. And so we focused on research for video production and for volunteer retention and all the problems that were addressed in that first meeting. So we took different sources, for example, from the National Bureau of Labor and so forth, and different sources, and analyzed what went well and what didn't. And what we found was very beneficial for us. And so, the research was very, very well developed. Freezing. Pause it.
You can't pause.
Oh, can you? I knew I was going to drop blank. You can edit it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to think of what I want to say.
We can pause that for right now, can't we?
No, if you pause it, it just finishes.
Oh, then we're not gonna do that.
That's okay.
I could put in my research and then you can be thinking.
Well, wait. Let me
Well,
put
that's
in.
the- Go ahead.
Also, when we were talking about filming, I was able to talk to a couple of companies that do videography as their job, and I was able to speak with them about what they needed, the amount it would take of money to make the video, the labor, and all these sorts of things. And I was able to get a few numbers, and those are on the paper if you want to look at those. And so what is needed for those is all written up on the paper, but we were able to find some videography companies that would be able to help with the Molly project as well as the silent auction. So.
Thanks. Lifesaver. Okay. So yeah, the statistics that we had, we found, excuse me, a lot of good research on why video production is important, especially in social media networks. With Ouelessebougou, they do have a Facebook page, but they don't have things that would be very beneficial on there. For example, how to sign up and doing different things through that. And so with video production, posting things through social media posting videos via social media would be another big essential thing that was talked about in the research. I love that DeWine talks about this in the book frequently, that the research really is the backbone and credentials for what we have in the organization when we go and share things. And so, all the statistics that are provided in the paper, which you'll I'm sure have looked at or will look at, provide great guiding information and have provided us that same guidance as we made suggestions and worked on how to improve video production and so forth. And so, the research really came in handy, especially for us in allowing our ethos to develop as this project went on. So.
All right. So some of the three goals we kind of got from the assessment was to increase knowledge about the organization, to have volunteer retention, and volunteer appreciation, which we wanted to continue from the previous research. And another research article I looked at talked about volunteer satisfaction, and the results of the study showed that in a survey of the volunteers, they appreciated intangible rewards more than tangible rewards. So in our thinking of the assessment, we were deciding to do a video because that's something they can't see, and that would address the issues of knowledge, appreciation, and retention. And so moving on to the concepts that we did well. I think we were doing listening very well. We listened well with our client. Without listening, you can't really figure out what the problem is, and you don't know what solutions to even think of. And so we were able to sit down with her and talk about it amongst ourselves and with her, and trying to find out what problems were existing in her organization. I think in more focusing on what type of listening was more critical listening, DeWine said that it's listening to comprehend and evaluate. We talked about it at the meeting about doing a video, and so in us being able to address that, we were showing our critical listening by showing that we were able to hear your message and we evaluated it, and we think that a video would be best. And I think our other thing that we could have done better would be meeting with the key people. We all have very different schedules, and so it was difficult to be able to meet with all four of us at the same time. So some people worked individually, some people worked in pairs, and we all kind of did that in different times. So meeting with key people was hard for us. We did it sometimes, but not as often as we would have liked. And DeWine suggests that in the book we should meet with the key people in deciding, what solutions work best or what we could do better. And there's not much we could do about it, but if we were to work together another time, we could improve on this.
Exactly. Yeah. So one of the these things that we did really well, especially these lovely ladies in our group here, is these lovely ladies in our group here.
Hello.
Welcome back. Yeah. So I thought the understanding culture was so important, especially in the DeWine book and in the Burke book. They talk so much to be an effective consultant. You have to understand the culture. And they did such a great job of understanding the culture. From the very first meeting, they came back, and I wasn't able to attend. They came back and they understood concepts. They understood what needed to be done, the exact things that the company was asking for. And it made such a big difference in doing research. The research that I was able to provide was largely based on that first meeting and understanding the culture so well. And so it was just a phenomenal job by them. In getting in there and building that trust with the Ouelessebougou Alliance, which was another great thing, I think. In understanding the culture, you can't do that unless you have the trust of the company that you're going in and helping. And they did a great job of that as well. And so just a couple of things that really have made a great difference in them being able to, or in all of us being able to make a difference for this company that we went forth with. I think one thing we could do a little better if we were to analyze and had a little bit more time is to really get in there and make specific, not recommendations, but specific recommendations for change for the company to go through with. We have the video and very specifics for that, but there are other things as well that would have been very beneficial. So, yeah, those are a couple of good things.
Or even if we could actually have produced a video for them to show them an example of it would
Instead
have been.
of just mock-ups from different companies, but actually have a video for the Ouelessebougou Alliance would have been ideal. But.
Exactly, and that was again based on time and the efforts that we had, and definitely a great job. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start editing this.
Oh wait, we're not.
Oh, we're not writing? Okay, we'll edit that part.
Oh, yeah,
We just have to. We still are talking about your thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do that right now. So who's doing listening?
I already did it.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah,
Did you
she
do
covered that already.
this one too?
I did that one too.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the time. One thing that we wish we had more of was time. Jason touched on that a little bit, but I just want to keep going with that. We were able to meet with Jennifer, but we wish we could have met with her more and been able to, talk through and experiment with the videos and getting everything done before the semester could have been over, but that was just impossible. So one thing we wish we could have done more was time. But I know that a lot of us care about this alliance. Emily has done such a great job with reeling us all in. We really feel like we have a connection with them now, and I know that we will probably be volunteers that'll stay forever. And so we just are glad that we got the opportunity to do this. And as DEKM Consulting, our motto is that we love to help organizations that help the world. Thank you.